Welcome to the Youth Pastors Are Pastors Too podcast, recorded in Central Texas, broadcasting to the world. Join your hosts and their weekly guests for insight, advice, guidance, and ideas to help your ministry flourish and help you take care of yourself. Now, with a combined 35 years of ministry experience, your hosts, Jacob Taylor and Jeremy Helms.
What's up? We are back. It's been, we say this every time. We're like, oh, we have a schedule. We're going to record multiple episodes, and
we're going to get ahead.
We are not ahead, but we are here now. And I think we should make a statement saying that we're just going to do the best we can at this point and during summer. There's going to be times where we're both busy, and you just, like, we had VBS, we had different projects that I was doing that just, really got in the way. So, but enough about me. If you're online or watching on YouTube, you notice there's somebody with us. For the first time ever on this podcast, it is a person. We are in person with somebody.
Like in studio.
This nice little studio that we've built. It's actually pretty hot in here right now. And she's wearing a jacket, but we figured, since we talked about the intern a couple episodes in a row about how she was coming and we had to get ready for that, we figured we would have her on. And so this is Grace. I won't say last name so they don't stalk you online, but she's the summer intern this time around.
All right. Say hello, Grace.
Dang it. I mess up every time. No. There we go. That's the one I was looking for.
Hey, can we add that maybe to the summer interns list to label that soundboard right there?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You have to talk into the mic.
Yes.
Okay.
I can do that.
It's okay. You can get real close to the mic.
Well, I don't want to lick it.
Well, no one's used that mic before.
Oh, well.
Ooh, brand new.
I should have known that having Grace on here is going to be some awkward moments. And we're a minute and a half in, and it's already weird. So, Jeremy, what have you been doing?
Man, we've last week we did Mission Georgetown. We did a little mini VBS right here at an local apartment complex. Had 9 students show up and work a mini VBS, and I'll tell you right here, right now, that the apartment complex was all for it, and the staff was all for it, and they text and they put flyers out, and you know how many kids we had?
How many?
On the first day we had none. So we just ran a mock VBS that day. We went ahead and ran through it, got my kids used to leading and leading out. But day 2, you know how many kids we had?
0.
1. We had 1. We had 1 kid. We were able to serve in the community though, and we were able to serve a few other people like in the apartment complex. But he came Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we ended up at the water park on Friday. So we took about 24 kids to the water park in Belton, Texas. Don't Google it, but it wasn't a bad place. It was a
So did you take 24 students or 24 kids from the VBS? Because you went from 1 to 24.
Sorry, I did. Yes, no, we had 1 the entire week from our VBS, and then our students showed up, and 24 students from our youth group went to the water park. And so right now we're just getting geared up for VBS, and we're going to volunteer for the children's ministry tonight and get ready for VBS because it's coming Monday. And so that's kind of
what's your children's doing?
Oh my gosh, dude, they're going to decorate every single hallway, and we're going to help do that tonight. We're going to help get all that ready. We're doing some kind of a kingdom theme or something. So I don't know. We're going to make this rock walls, maybe. I don't know what we're making, but she's got lots of stuff planned, and so we're willing to help. And at the end of the night, we're going to have popsicles. So
Can I come?
Sure. No, you have a job to do tonight.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, listen. We told them we're all busy. Now tell us what you guys have been up to.
Well, I'll say we had VBS 2 weeks ago. which was great. And then we had a pool party. Man, we had how many students? Like
maybe like 20.
Yeah, like 20
Like
students
20
in this pool. But what sucks is that like we showed up and like this like thunderstorm like blew through, and everybody's like, okay. And then some of them left, and then I was like, no, we're gonna wait this out. I was watching the radar, like whatever. And it happened to be at Grace's grandparents' house. And I was like, where's Grace? I asked her grandma, I was like, where's your granddaughter? She's like, oh, I don't know. They were all in the playroom. I walked in there, she's asleep on the floor. Yeah.
I had a migraine. Okay.
Well,
It was a long week after VBS,
mm-hmm.
and I just wanted to take a nap.
Yeah. On the floor though?
Yeah.
Well, it was our grandma's house, so but they have a super nice pool. Somehow the students destroyed this unicorn floaty.
We
And
got,
it was-
a,
Oh,
got a
good.
llama now.
A llama.
Yeah.
It was so morbid. Her grandpa. So they tore this thing apart, and they felt so guilty. They were trying to like stick it back together because all that happened was like half this floaty just fell off, so the whole thing deflated. And so they're over trying to put it together, and he's like, "Just bring it here." And he pulls out a knife out of his pocket and slits its throat. Like it was super aggressive. I was traumatized. There's no telling what middle school girls were like. I'm surprised if they come back. Like it was.
It'll be fine. It's okay.
Well, I mean, it can't be any worse than we were driving down 1431 West. That's probably pretty graphic. I probably shouldn't tell the story. Yeah, but I'm gonna hold off. Yeah, we're gonna still hold off.
I nailed that one.
That was good.
Nope. Dang it. I ruined the moment.
Oh, it wasn't mysterious. It was graphic. So we won't go there. But so it's just, I mean, like, I think our last episode, we were kind of like, we weren't that busy just yet.
No.
And then all of a sudden it got super busy, right?
Yeah, we had Mess Fest last week.
Oh man, tell me about that.
It was disgusting.
Somebody did not participate.
What?
I did not participate.
That's why I said somebody did not participate.
Well, I didn't want to. First of all, I had another migraine that day. Don't worry, we're gonna get taken care of.
Is it from your concussions?
No,
Oh, okay.
I've had them before that.
Okay.
But I also didn't want to get all dirty and smell like throw
Me?
up.
Like smell like me.
Yeah,
I was
you were pretty.
I was brutally like bullied the whole night.
You were
That's also,
I was
you were what?
targeted.
Oh.
Yeah. Talked to HR the next day about workplace bullying. He said that's not a thing and that the church doesn't have HR. So but you have to remember I still live 45 minutes away. So I hose off, but that, hosing off doesn't get everything. And it was a very uncomfortable ride home.
Did you sit in a trash bag?
No, I changed clothes.
But why didn't
To
you
say,
cut a trash bag, cut a head hole and some armholes out?
Well, that wouldn't have done anything. Without getting too graphic.
I saw pictures, and it, I didn't see like students bullying you in those photos. I saw you like drinking
I was
some
chugging milk.
stuff and it like falling all over you. And
Yeah, that whole video, they didn't video. I said, hey, video this. And so I did Stone Cold.
oh, okay.
That's what that
Okay.
was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they just got the picture of me.
I recorded it.
Did you?
Yeah, I put it in the shared album.
Oh, well, I'll have to go look through that again then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was messy. I had syrup everywhere, all over me, in my beard.
Ooh, how is your beard doing?
It's a lot. Last year destroyed it's not where I like it, but it's,
It killed all the lice though, right?
yeah, the mayonnaise that we had.
Okay.
Well, the coffee grounds is really what tore it up, right?
I think the coffee grounds really did some numbers last year, but we did not have coffee this year. If you decide to do a mess fest, let's leave out the mayonnaise too. it seems to cause a lot of issues.
Also, maybe get food allergies from your students
Before
before
you-
you go buy all the food, because bought 5 dozen eggs and we couldn't use any of them
So
because one of our kids was deathly allergic to raw eggs.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that y'all found out, huh?
Well, it's actually the pastor's kid, so
Yeah.
it would have been even worse if we killed the pastor's kid.
That would have been, yes, that would have been devastating.
But now we have 5 dozen. Well, I've been passing them out to people.
Hmm.
Is that what y'all made the omelets?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I made Lisa, our office manager, made me an omelet for lunch today.
It wasn't really an omelet.
It
It was
was-
just scrambled
It
eggs.
was more scrambled eggs with ham in it, but she intended it to be an omelet and it fell apart.
Oh, well, that's not excellent. A little slow on the draw there, but that was
That one.
oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Cut it out.
Okay. Well, that's really what we've done. This last week we started this summer series on our we actually started a YouTube channel for our church.
Cool.
We're doing this summer series of like testimonies, kind of like that I Am Second videos, but it's my story with God. And last week when I said, hey, let's record, I got sucked into editing those videos. So again, do not go after Jeremy in the comments for not having an episode last week, because he again was like, hey, let's record. And then I look down, it's like 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh, Jeremy's already left. And so it's my fault again. But
Yeah.
I did call him today and said, hey, you want to record? And then we walked into the studio and
You interrupted my gaming.
we set up an Xbox in my office,
Yeah.
and the intern was testing the game.
Oh, well, that's important.
What game was it?
Fall Guys.
All Guys.
Okay. I've heard of it. I thought I stumbled on a free PS5 on Facebook Marketplace, like the Cedar Park one. This lady posted that she was going to give away a free PS5 because she had bought it for her son who had just passed away of cancer. And so I said condolences. I said,
Dude.
my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I said, but I would love to be able to come pick that up and put it in the youth room for our students. And she writes back, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Are you sure you're not going to sell it? And I was like, I assure you, I'm not going to sell this thing. I just want to put it in the youth room for our students. I'm a student pastor. And then she writes back, okay, I just moved to Evansville. Could you send the shipping and I'll mail it right to you? And I was like, I just got scammed.
Yeah, you're about to get scammed.
Oh.
Yeah, I just got scammed. But I didn't get scammed. I almost got scammed.
It's true.
So what did you
I
say?
Well, I went ahead and sent the $5.95. No, I didn't.
Church money.
I,
So it's okay.
no, I didn't. I went ahead and I did not respond at that point.
Did you get tax exempt?
she didn't offer tax exemption, so. Well, listen, summer interns. We know that some of our listeners probably have, whether they're summer interns or just interns. But why in the world, Grace? Could you tell us why in the world you signed up to be a summer intern?
Jacob made me.
Not
Just kidding. He did not. But I went to camp last year. It was a ongoing joke that I was the unpaid summer intern when I was
Mhm.
just too old to be a student at the camp.
but not old enough to be a sponsor.
Correct. So they made me the intern,
Unpaid intern.
unpaid intern.
Mm-hmm,
But now this year it's for real this time. Unpaid intern.
That's not true. I'll tell you the story. So yes, telling them, well, technically she still had to do, like, she did intern things at camp, but because of her birthday being in late September,
August.
early September, she was 18. You have to be 19 to go as a sponsor, but she was in her second year of college. Like it just didn't make sense. And so I talked to the camp and they let it go. And she was like the assistant to this group I led, like the breakout group.
Let me tell you, I loved it. Not being sarcastic.
Oh, good.
I'm not being sarcastic.
Oh, I never know if you're being sarcastic or not.
It sometimes sounds like it, but I'm not.
Okay. And so I think we were talking on the way back from camp because we drove my truck with all the luggage and then we put everybody else in a 15-passenger van. And you know this, that guy was not driving fast. And so we were just like, we just left y'all behind.
I barely could stay awake. I mean, it was so, and he wanted to talk the whole way, and I was like in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you drove your own vehicle.
No.
Brennan drove his own vehicle.
Yeah, I had to stick Jeremy in there. Anyways, and we were talking on our way back, and I was like, I just asked her, I was like, would you be interested in doing this? And like what, one of the things that stuck out to me, and this is the reason I brought it up, is during that week, and you may not remember this, and you may actually, but it was like one of the last nights we were in worship, and this guy in front of us had this like moment with Jesus. And, when you're working, like you're at camp, you're just making sure that your students are behaving, you're looking around. And then I see Grace and the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the empathy she had for this guy. Like I saw it and I was like, not everybody has that. And when someone, in my opinion, works in the ministry, the empathy that's one of your main things that you have. And then we had a conversation on our way back. I was like, would you want to do this for like a living, or like consider it, or whatever, like next year actually make this a internship, and not just an internship where she shows up at camp, but we built like this program for like development into a leader. And in all honesty, it was not easy to even get it to approved. Because man, it was, and I didn't even tell you all this. We got back from camp and I instantly started working on like trying to get this approved for summer. Oh my gosh. And I spent all the fall, and as of the first week of December, they cut you from my budget. And I was like, no, that's not like this. Like this has to happen. Like in my head, I was like, man, how am I gonna break this to her? Because I had talked to her throughout the fall when she went back to school. Like, you still coming back? Like over and over. And then out of the blue,
well, she came for D now too, right? In February.
No, she no, she.
Sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
Intern. It's a wrong intern.
I didn't have one in the spring, but I took a moment. I was like, man, I was like, God, if this is something that you want, make it happen. And then just before the year started, we were real blessed as a church. And one of the first things that they did put back in was the intern program, and it was good. So I know that's probably off like subject of what your question was, but I wanted to add to like this is what happened to get to this point. And like, yeah, so why did you accept it?
Oh, yeah. So to answer your question, I accepted this, I guess, position I wanted, I guess, to open like more opportunities for like myself, like job wise, and just for like my faith as well. Because going to college, didn't really have a church down there. I would go every once in a while, but I was mostly working. So I didn't really have time to go. but then I don't know, working here so far over the summer, it's been very eye opening. I can feel myself getting like pulled, I guess, like closer, like back to my faith. Um, when I was at school, I didn't really notice that I was like drifting so far away. But I also love just hanging out with the youth, and I grew up in the youth here. Um, and they're just fun kids to be around. So
That's great. I love that.
It's funny that I was actually looking at pictures today of, so we did this retreat thing a couple of years ago with my other church I was working at, and we teamed up with Manchac, and I mean there was another guy here at the time, but I would work with him, and we used to meet and all this other stuff. So we decided that we were going to do this retreat thing, and I was looking at pictures today through the old Facebook post, and there's a picture of Grace, and one of my students from that church. She was being fed Cheetos by the student's feet. So she's laying on the ground, and Alyssa, the student, was feeding her Cheetos with her toes. So I was like,
like cheesy toes.
Yeah. Okay. We saw your text.
that was like a dad joke.
A dad joke.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
But yeah. So, and I didn't even know, like, to think back, like, that was almost 4 years ago.
I didn't even remember that until you sent those pictures, and I have the shirt still.
I do too.
But I was like, I don't remember where I got this from. But
wow, that's really cool.
And I sent a picture to Anne Marie, another student here. It was like her first year in youth, and then there's like a picture of her and a group of her friends, and then there's a picture of me in the background. Like, there's just like now we're here.
You were taller then, but now she's the same height as you. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes.
Jeremy, we're the same size.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying it's just
Jeremy was taller.
No.
I mean, no, not really. Not really at all. I'm only older, really. That's the only thing I have on him is the age.
I can tell.
And calves.
Calves.
Jeremy has nice calves.
Well, that's not something I look at.
Well, that's good. I don't encourage it.
Cool.
No.
But trust me when I say, Jeremy, did you know Jeremy was a cheerleader?
LJ, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of interested. Can I sidebar for a second? What's that?
Were you the flyer?
I have flown before. Yes, I did. Did
an airplane or what?
No, I flew.
Oh,
with a stunt. And but sidebar, like my wife knew that I was a cheerleader, and she goes, "Oh, you're like a yell leader at A&M." And I was quick to tell her, no, I wasn't a yell leader, because yell leaders, they are very specific what they do at A&M, and they do a great job at it. But I was a cheerleader because I did the stuff. The only thing I really didn't do was dance. Okay, but
so you were a cheerleader at A&M?
No, I was doing a comparison there. Like my wife always said, "Oh, you're like a yoga leader." And I'm like, "No, I'm a cheerleader." But I didn't dance because I don't like dancing. I would do motions, I would do backflips, I would do stunts, I would do all of it except for dance. I didn't like the dancing part. But all to say, we were in Walmart the other day, and this gal walks up, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I hadn't seen you in literally probably 23 years." And we went to high school together and junior high together, and so she proceeds to tell my wife that I was this an amazing bad to the bone cheerleader. And I'm just like, affirmation all these years. My wife knows that I was a good cheerleader. So
I'm starting to learn the buttons.
Yeah, that get rid of that button.
That's funny. The other day I was talking to somebody here at Manchac, and when she said you're a flyer, and I was like, there's no way that he was a flyer. But I was talking, someone brought you up in a conversation
what?
that she knew you at Highland Lakes when you were working with Stan.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, he was a lot smaller then. I was like, wow, way to be real encouraging. I don't know you as a small child, so all I can imagine is that you've been you for the 39 years or 40, 50 years you've been alive.
Yeah.
So she told me you were a tiny little lad.
That's true. That is true. I would have probably loved to have played linebacker or something. If I was like this shoulder width, I would have loved to have played linebacker in football. But I was like Landon's. My oldest son, he's got that little trim little body, and that was me. And I felt like I was skinny and trim, and then, but yeah, I didn't really widen up until, I don't know, 21, 22 maybe. So anyways, we sort of digressed quite a bit there. But Grace, do you think it's important to come alongside these students as an intern, and just what do you see like the benefits for the students as you come alongside them?
I think I see myself as kind of a role model to them. So like anything I say or my actions, I feel like they're gonna want to copy it. Not because I'm super cool or anything, but just because I'm older than them. I'm in a position that they could potentially be in when they get to my age or move to another church or whatever. Yeah.
Do you feel like your age in relation to their age versus Jacob's age in relation to them? Do you think do you help fill a gap? I mean, do you relate to them like age wise?
Definitely. I feel like things that sometimes like Jacob would say, they don't necessarily understand it. So I kind of translate it.
Mm-hmm. And vice versa. Like,
yeah,
they can say things that I have no idea what it means.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is what they said.
Yeah. It's been yeah. I think we talked about it. A couple weeks ago or a couple episodes ago, you said, that's cap or whatever. I still don't know what that means. So,
well, and that was like, I told a student the other day that her shoes were bussin'. Well, they corrected me and said I should have said her shoes were fire. Is that accurate? What's
bussin' mean?
Well, I say bustin' all the time. Like
bustin'. I thought this was bussin'. There's no T.
I said that to you yesterday. I was like, "Oh, you look busted."
Yeah, which was
this is bussin'. This just jelly right here is bussin'.
That means like it's good.
Yeah. But the shoes are fire
because they look cool.
Yeah. So
it's weird. I don't really like it, but I know it, so I can translate it for y'all.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's useful. Thank you.
But bustin' is my favorite word right now.
I know you said I looked like that when I walked in the office.
My dad was saying it to me last night.
So when you add the T, what does the bustin' mean?
Bustin' is like, oh, you look
rough.
Busted. Like, pretty busted. You just woke up from a
deep nap.
You thought it was 5 minutes, but it was actually 3 hours, sort of thing. And you have all the marks on your face.
All right. Is there? I was going to ask if there's any other words that we need to know that are imperative.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Any other words, real fast, before Jacob's question, that we might need to know in student ministry?
Well, I don't know. Have y'all heard any words from your students that you're like, what does that mean?
Not that I would repeat.
Oh.
I mean, we've got the cap, we've got the bustin', now we've got the bustin', and we've got fire. I guess, do they still use lit? Sometimes it's lit. No cap, right? Cap, no
slay.
Cap.
Ooh, slay is a good one.
Slay.
I use that one a lot too.
What does that mean?
You go, girl, or something like that. Like slay.
That explains it. A couple of months ago, the middle school girls were walking around saying, "Slay, girl, slay,"
or "Slay, queen."
What?
Yeah, it's the same as like you go. Good job.
Okay. All right.
I What is this world coming to?
We hope you're taking notes. I mean, really.
Yeah. If not, you need to rewind that section of the episode and just be like taking notes. I have a question. What are you looking to get out of our program?
I think I'm looking for maybe a couple things. One, for me to find my way back into my faith. Because I know that's something that I'm really lacking right now. I have a great feeling that when we go to camp, it's going to be amazing. I absolutely loved camp last year. And then the second reason, wait, can you repeat the question?
It's like, what are you most looking like to get out of this whole?
The second reason is just for the students that we work with. If they're in the same spot like as me right now, and they're just like, they go to church, their family goes to church, but they're just kind of lost, sort of thing, or just so they don't feel like obligated to go to church because their family goes. I want them to like find their faith and like just feel comfortable, and so that they don't feel lost and that they don't have to do anything on their own, sort of thing. Because I know that that's super hard, especially at their age. It's a hard age.
Yeah.
But
I'll say this on your growth your growth that you're looking for. So one of the requirements we have is that she joins staff meeting once a month, and her first official day she went to staff meeting, and at the end of our staff meeting we have these we actually go around the table and pray for the person either next to you, across from you, and she was terrified.
okay, I was super terrified because I don't like praying out loud, which I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I just don't like it. And second of all, I wasn't really listening. So I also didn't really know what to pray for. For the other person, I think it was for
Laurel.
For Laurel.
Yeah. So she was like super nervous and she was sweating. And then yesterday she joined for her month her staff meeting for the month. It was yesterday, and did a whole lot better. I
did better, but it was still not good.
Well, there's no such thing as like a professional prayer. Like it's just a conversation with God, and
out loud.
And to be honest with you, the way you pray is the same way you talk to people.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's awkward. So I mean, so it was the same way. So the fact that you did it without like having to hype yourself up, you still did it.
I'm not awkward.
No. Well, we our AC went out. Literally, I'm sitting in the office right now, and me and Keith, the executive pastor, shared AC. So we had a staff meeting in the youth room yesterday. So man, I turned my projector on, and I had visual aids in staff meeting yesterday. I showed my pictures off and told them what was going on, and then I ran down the hall.
Cheerleading days, your cheerleading pictures.
No.
I would love to see those.
There's like at least one on Facebook. Somebody tagged me in I did a couple things. I did all-star cheerleading, and then I did I cheered on the sidelines in like a modified version because I got to be on the sidelines all 4 years of my high school, and I was a bear buddy. And it was kind of corny, but basically I just got down there and I did all the things the cheerleaders did, but I did it with freedom, right? I didn't have to stand in line and moved around, but I stunted and I backflipped. And anyways, it was a lot of fun.
Did you have the uniform?
No, well, the all-star one, yes, but not the not on the sideline. Not on the sideline for high school. No, it's kind of a long story, but I made
time for it.
Okay, all right, we got to go.
No, we don't have to go. We don't want to go. We don't want to turn this podcast into about your.
No, we're not talking about my
Well, just
cheerleading
not
days.
like
No, yeah, that's fine.
We
That's
don't want to talk
totally
about your
fine.
glory days. Okay. So
Yeah, that's now I'm just barely. Now I'm just trying to not be sore from walking to my car right now.
Well, that's because it's so hot. You're just
Gosh,
dehydrate.
it is so hot. Well, do you listen? I think we probably could wrap this up, but is there any kind of final thoughts that maybe you want to add, Grace, or did you have any other questions, Jacob?
I have another question.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it like it's like a mid or not even we're like halfway through summer.
Oh,
Little
that's another. The kids will use the words mid, right?
Mid. That's mid. Sam says it all.
Yeah,
To my
that's mid.
dad.
That's mid, bro.
what does that mean?
Like that's halfway. It's not bad,
But it's not good.
but
Okay.
like your
Sorry.
outfit today is mid.
That's rude.
Like that was just an
Oh,
example.
I was like, I thought I looked nice today. Question. What's been your favorite part so far?
Definitely not Mess Fest. Actually, watching you
Get bullied?
dirty at Mess Fest, yeah. I don't know.
It's still kind of early in the summer, so we haven't.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite thing so far is bonding with Lisa
Office manager.
and you. We are the Three Stooges
Yes.
when we get together.
Cool.
Lisa doesn't know this, but Jacob is making T-shirts with our faces on it.
Yeah.
Lisa doesn't know.
She doesn't know it, and
And Lisa's going to camp, right?
she is going to camp.
She is going to camp.
That's awesome.
And I tell Lisa every time I come in here to record an episode of the podcast, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be gone for about an hour recording, and she's like, I always got to check out your podcast. I don't know if she knows how to find it. I had to show her how to find the YouTube channel for our church thing.
I didn't even know that we had a YouTube channel.
I just started it last week,
Okay.
but we do a video series. Were you in church on Sunday?
Yes.
Did you not see the preview?
Actually, no, I wasn't in church.
Bum bum bum.
Why weren't you in church?
Because Sam is a weird kid, let me tell you.
You're gonna blame your brother for not being in church?
I am. Because we went and I'm looking for my grandparents. Okay. I'm like,
They were there.
where are I found that out afterwards. Okay. I'm like, where are they? We're waiting for them. The announcements go by. They're still not in there. Okay. The music's starting, still not in there. Sam says, oh, yeah, they left. They had to do something for Father's Day. Oh, okay. Well, we have to go to our other grandparents' house anyways for lunch. So I'm like, okay, let's just go. We go outside and their car is in the parking lot still. Okay. So they were at church and they were just taking their sweet precious time though.
Yeah, they walked in as soon as the music started.
But Sam likes to lie.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get it one day.
More evidence that Grace
Really
needs to
well
help you label that board.
Grace is the most organized person I've ever met.
I am a little OCD.
And her car is the cleanest car I've ever seen.
It's actually so dirty right now.
It's not.
Let me tell you.
And her first day, I was like, hey, I got this desk for you. Put it together. And instead of putting the desk together, she cleaned the office, like including my desk.
Well, it gave me anxiety.
Did you notice it was clean today when you walked in?
I noticed that the boxes are gone.
And my desktop is cleaned up. Like it's organized.
No, it's not.
It is. It's
You have
organized.
stuff everywhere on your desk. Your
But-
desk, that's your space. That's your,
I'm not gonna
chaos.
turn my camera around or anything like that.
You can keep it. But the room, the AC in there is kind of, I don't know why it's in there.
That's because I gave it to Kevin to use. He just dropped it off this morning, and I'm not putting it outside. A desktop is organized right now.
Way to go, Jacob.
I
That's
know.
your space. I will let you do
You should
whatever.
see your space when all those stuff off the wall fall off.
Uh-oh.
I put them up. Hopefully they stay.
They probably fell off. So
They probably did.
We should do more podcasts where we just talk.
So basically, her answer to her question was, "So far, so good. Let's follow up later."
Well, yeah, and I mean, she did say the
Watching you get bullied at Mess Fest was her favorite thing so far.
and Lisa.
And Lisa, bonding with Lisa.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get used to this microphone.
Yeah, you have to be like directly in it. It's funny because they just hired a children's assistant director.
Yeah.
Traitor.
And she was like, "I'm BFFs with Lisa." So now we're like, it's like a war going on. Like, no, you're not. You're new. You just started here. Like,
Yesterday,
You can't be BFFs already.
no.
yesterday at the staff meeting, the new girl, she made name tags for everybody, and she put on her name tag was best friends with Lisa. On Jacob's,
It said
was,
absolutely not best friends with Lisa.
I think mine was just not best friends with Lisa. Yeah.
My goodness.
She's not gonna last long if she keeps this up.
No.
She's not there to make friends, it sounds like.
Mm-mm.
No,
Only with Lisa.
not a thing. Lisa hates her. Just kidding. Don't.
That's another thing since I've been here.
So we have a nice, pretty building.
Yeah.
It flooded last year. They had to redo all the flooring. 6 feet off. I mean, like 5 feet off the floor, sheetrock.
Cut that out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a dump in here now because of Grace.
No, it's
You go down the hallway, there's marks, like holes in the wall.
There's no holes in the wall.
Yet. But there's like black
There's scuff marks on the
door. There's a scratch in the door from the dolly.
Oh man.
I just ripped this off the table.
And then she just broke my podcast table.
Oh my. Oh my.
So things
Well,
are
just
all over here.
going well. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Jacob.
I ride my hoverboard around the church, and sometimes I hit the walls.
It's true.
So
Should be okay.
it should be fine.
Well, Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's enough. We don't want to scare us or people away.
We want our listeners to come back next week, or when the next episode's out.
Okay. What if? Look at this. Astros are putting it on them.
Astro stuck. I'm glad you pressed the right button.
Yeah, I did. They may want Grace on the episodes from now on and not us.
Maybe so.
I can understand that.
Well,
Does my praying voice really sound like my just normal voice?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
very monotone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You can pray however you want to pray, Grace.
Yeah, as long as it's not in tongues.
And my
I'm just kidding.
sarcastic.
That's a joke. I mean, if you whatever.
Father God, we come to you right now. Just whatever comes to you, really.
Yeah.
And my sarcastic voice is also the same as my regular voice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I'm talking to you.
No, I've seen you talk to like people. Like, remember that lady was like, "So glad to have you," and you were like, "Well, I've been here."
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I've been at the church for a while.
Yeah.
For years now.
For years. So we're gonna have to have her on at the end of summer. So
We'll do a debrief.
September. Unless you just want to be on the episodes every week.
Yeah.
And we can just touch subjects for the summer.
That should be good.
You just have to be here on those days.
Well, let me know which days and I'll be here.
So we have a co-host for the summer.
All right.
You just discussed that over the air.
This will help you actually
Do the
make
episode.
sure you put videos out or episodes out.
We do put
Look at
videos
that.
out.
Look at there.
We're on YouTube.
I just
Yeah.
learned that.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know that. For this, you have
Yeah.
YouTube videos?
This is going to go on YouTube.
This is actually going on YouTube, Grace.
Oh.
You look busty.
Busted.
Not musty. Busty.
Busted.
Busted.
She's busted.
So
Well, listen. Why don't we?
wait,
why don't
we
plan on
forgot
doing
one
it?
thing.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Garrett Gardner.
Oh, I talked to him today. Shout out to Garrett Gardner.
He is supposed to come and help me next week. He has VBS this week, or set up for VBS this week, but he's supposed to come and hang out, and we're gonna get tacos next week. So
Is that the bald guy that helps do the sound?
he's not bald.
Bald guy. He's got hair.
He looks nice though.
He is nice.
Yeah.
He's a very nice guy.
Do you think he's nice? I think he's nice.
Well, I did though. He was like, I was like, are you busy? He was like, well, I'm working. I said, well, are you at home? He said, no, I'm at the office, Jeremy. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, either he's lying or he's actually in the office. Because
I don't know.
every time I talk to him, he's never in the office. I don't know how he gets paid, but
But
Yeah.
either way, call Garrett Garner.
Garrett Gardner Music, you can find him on Facebook. I won't give him his number, but you can always email youthpastors2podcast at gmail.com to get that information if you need it. He will help you over the line, and if you're close by, he'll come drive by because he does not work in the office like he says he does.
And don't confuse that with a drive-by, but he will come by.
Facts. Well, if his Jeep makes it, that thing is busted.
Homeboy swapped the roof out for a soft top. He had a soft top on it that was all busted up, and put a hard top on it.
But the engine barely runs.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyways, it's a good episode. I think people will enjoy this one.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
No, you're supposed to say you're saying.
Oh, we don't just say that anymore.
I want to know it.
Oh, you want to, Jacob? You want to do this again next week?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for listening to the Youth Pastors Are Pastors Too podcast. Find us, rate us, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud. If you want to see our ugly faces, look for us on YouTube. While you're at it, give us a like on Facebook. See you next week.
Grace is never coming back.